Hi there guys, this is Coach Decatur with Cousins Martial Arts. This is going to be a video for the Tiny Ninjas. I just wanted to give you a quick video, short and simple, that can help you out with training your Tiny Ninja, getting ready for even testing, which is going to be postponed, obviously. But I just wanted to take care of you guys. If you have any questions, just let us know. And please remember to send us a picture of your students doing some of the different exercises so they can get class credit and earn a raffle ticket. So we're giving out different prizes for those students who are participating in the online courses. So you guys please remain safe and have a good time. But we're going to jump right into things. So parents, I'm going to be talking to you guys for the most part and a little bit with the students. This is going to be a little guide and tutorial for you to help them out. So the first thing we're going to do is just get a little warm up going. We're going to jog in place. You can even do the jungle run with them. So if you were in class, you can use some of the different things that we use here. So what we say is branched. So they're going to sink down into a squat. And then we also say log. So they have to jump over things. So this can be a little fun activity you can use with your student. Say branch, and they say branch. And then log, they say log. So make sure they're responding back to you as best as possible. Makes it a little bit more interesting. And then there's different things in the jungle, like quicksand, so they have to bring their knees nice and high. We can also say reach for the vine, so they're moving their arms and whole body. We jump right into the water. What do? Swim. So now they're thinking of these things. And we say maybe octopus or alligator or shark, and then they swim even faster. So they burn it out, have a good time. You can use your imagination however you'd like. And one other thing we do when we get back on land is we say cheetah, so they have to run as fast as they can right in their spot. So just a couple of little ideas to get them moving and warmed up. Some different stretches that we can do to help them out with their legs. We can do our knee pull, so they pull their knee in and hips moving forward, just like this. This will help them out with their balance, stretching out their hips. Go ahead and grab your foot and touch it to your rear end so that you're stretching out their legs there. Different variations that we can do. One of my personal favorites, Frankenstein's. We're going to put our arms out in front, and I want you to try and kick your hand walking like Frankenstein. All right. Next thing we can do, what we're going to jump into is move into our kicks using, again, balance and control. These two are going to be on their testing. So control means to be in charge of their actions. I want them to know that their mind controls their body, not the other way around. So they choose what they say, what they do, what they think, all these types of things. So we're going to move into our kicks and use our control and balance, which means to be straight, steady, and still. The first thing with our kicks, we're going to have them just chamber their leg. All that means is lifting their leg up and trying to balance for maybe 3 seconds. If they're doing this way too easy, bump it up to 4 or 5 and etc. So then they have to count it out. So this is going to invoke them to use their brains and say the numbers, so they practice counting. They have to balance, so it gives them a different task as well. And they have to use a lot of control to stay in that one spot. Do different legs, left and right, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and so on. The next thing is to work on our flexibility. I want to make sure that they can keep that flexibility that they have at such a young age. So one thing I'd like to do is we're going to do standing knee chambers from the side. We're going to pick our leg up out to the side. And I'm sorry, I'm going to give you a different angle here. We're going to pick our leg up to the side, and I want it to be so flat that you can set something on it just like a table. So our leg comes all the way up, and I want them to hold that. All right, so this is going to make sure that they're using good footwork and making sure they're pivoting their heels how they should for balance. That's the idea, because we're going to work into a round kick. Again, I'm going to get into some of the different techniques that are expected in testing. So we're going to do a rear kick into a hook. So right here, picking this leg up and holding it there for a second. Now your student is probably going to need some help with their flexibility and balance. So for this one, I'd hold one side of them. So if I'm leaning this way, I'd hold their belly here and lift up their leg just a little bit more each time until they they tell you they feel tension in their leg. We'll just go right about there, let loose a little bit, and go a little higher, hold it for a couple seconds, let loose. Hold it for a couple seconds, let loose. I want to do that in all different areas. I want to make sure that they can chamber for one, just standing straight, steady, and still, and then turned off to the side is number 2. So this is a drill that'll help them out with their pivoting. After they understand this, I want you to hold them here because this will be the hardest part. I'd like you to hold them up, and now with the support of you, they're going to now try to kick out. So they're going to do some extensions. They're going to pick their leg up and kick straight out. So you're holding their leg while the other the other portion of their leg is just chopping straight out at a target. I want them to get used to balancing on their own and then kicking out, but that's going to take some time. So this is a drill that we can work on together here. Next, I want to see if they can do a full round kick and spin. So I break this into 3 pieces. Our knee comes up, it turns over, and then we kick with a full spin. So step 1, break it into levels like a game. We're going to go to level 1 first. Let's see if we can get all the way to level 3. Level 1 is I just want you to pick your knee up and spin. So straight up and spin. This gets them off of their heel, and then it gets them on the ball of their toes so they can actually rotate and spin around in a circle. Now, level 2 is I want you to bring your knee up and turn it over and spin. So up and over as you spin. And then level 3 is just the full kick, doing a full round kick. Okay, so that's the idea. Next thing, after they understand that one, we're going to jump into a rear kick. So I'm looking for the rear side, the one behind them, to do that exact kick. So we can challenge them mentally as much as you wish. So our lead side is our speed side, but we follow up with power. So our rear side is really mainly for power because it has more rotation, has a greater length to go, okay? So when they do this rear kick, make sure it's the back leg, and then maybe even switch it up with them. Say, all right, switch your stance. So they switch their feet. Now which one's my rear leg? Would it be the one in front or the one in back? And then they'll probably choose the one in back. After they understand that, we'll move into a hook. I'm going to give you a little bit more technique with that as well. So with the rear kick, I'm looking for them to be able to spin and kick and use the rear leg. Now, it may be a little bit more difficult, but they've shown me great potential, and they do a really good job, so I know they can handle this, okay? Next up, I want to do a lead hook. So again, in our striking stance, my rear side's the back one, so which one would be the lead side? The one in front. So if we think of it like a race, if my 2 feet were in a race in this direction, who's winning right now? This one, right? That's my lead leg. We're going to take this side arm up like a little chicken wing and make some noises with them. I say, "Bucker." That's mine. All right? So hands up right by our cheeks. Lift up the little chicken wing. What I'm really looking for, parents, is a 90-degree angle, and they keep it there as they twist their body and punch. So 90-degree angle, twist. Let's put that into a combination. That's all I'm after. So let's do a rear kick, and then we're going to punch with our hook. The big thing I'm looking for is that they go around instead of going straight out. That's the biggest thing. But if they can handle more, let's give them more. I want the 90-degree angle away from her body and twist and even squish the bug. Their body will naturally do this, but that's something I'm looking for as they get a little bit older. So my last couple of drills here, we're going to start working on jabs and crosses. Okay, we just finished up our first combination, which is a rear kick and hook. That's going to be on their test. Again, when we were doing flexibility here, we were working on balance and control. We have to be in charge of our actions and hold this leg up as best as we can without falling over. So we had to be straight, steady, and still. All right, so now we're going to move into jabs and crosses. With our striking stance, our lead hand punching straight out is going to be our jab. Our backhand, our rear hand, is going to be our cross. So I'd hold out my hands or even pillows, whatever you'd like to use. But then every time you say jab, they should respond with their lead hand for the jab. And if you could, if their lead hand is their left, I would like you to use your left hand as well so they learn to crisscross when they punch. If they don't crisscross, it can sometimes hit them in the head. So we crisscross as best as we can. All right? So jab, cross, jab, cross, and then make sure to give them a ton of praise for what they're doing right. We want to make sure that they feel encouraged and want to keep going with this, okay? Another thing is for a drill is if they're understanding the jab and cross, I want to make sure that they're hitting with their knuckles rather than doing little slaps or hitting with the bottom of their hand and doing hammer fists. I want them to give me a fist bump first, so that gives them the cue to hit with their knuckles. Now I want you to do that fist bump, but right here on the palm of my hand. So when they hit, it makes a smack. So let's see if you can do your jab and see how loud we can make it smack. So now they're using good accuracy and good technique to hit as flat and cleanly as possible. Our last drill is actually going to be scissor hands. This one's just for fun and just want to get you and your student a little bit more active in bonding together with some of the different techniques. This one uses a lot of coordination, control, and just develops that bond. We're going to do what we call scissor hands. We're going to pretend our hands are really sharp and we're going to try to poke towards our partner's belly. After you get poked, you have to do 3 jumping jacks. So what we can do is if somebody's trying to poke towards us, we can push it out of the way. So this is working on something called a parry. When you push it out of the way, you no longer get hurt, and now you can respond with your own poke. So this is a great drill to just have fun, use some good footwork, and learn some control while still learning attacking and defending and responding back to a stimulus. All right, so you guys have fun. I hope you had a good time, and hopefully your student learned a little bit more, even with you as the coach. I love it. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in here soon, okay?